Hey everybody, welcome to the Forge Narrative Webcast. My name is Paul Murphy. I'm joined tonight by my co-host Juice,
What's happening, guys?
Kenny Boucher, and Rob Bear.
What up?
Welcome back. This is our first webcast, I think, after Adepticon.
Yep, since Adepticon.
And
Yep.
a lot of stuff has happened. We've gotten the Imperial Guard Codexes in our hand.
Yeah. Love the steady chain of texting and things like that going on. Trying to find the new hotness coming out of it, coming out of the fresh print.
I got some ideas. We'll get into that. How's y'all's week been? Recovering from the convention and whatnot.
It's been really good. Work for me has been steady as can be. So I had to get back and get some work stuff done. But besides that, back to 40K as normal. What about you guys?
I find that similar to after you get hungover on 40K, it's similar to a normal hangover. You just instead of drinking more, you just play more 40K. So I just did that all weekend.
Power through it.
Yeah,
like it. It's like waking up after a hangover, and it's like 8 a.m. You've only been asleep for 2 hours, drinking another beer, playing another game of 40K.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Kenny, what about you? I've been seeing some updates on your Facebook page.
I have a different approach. I like to binge everything. So like after I've drinking too much, woken up every day, drink again. One day I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have to go 5 days without doing it. That's how my 40K has been. We came back from Adepticon. I have not played 40K. I've thought about 40K because I can't stop, won't stop. But it's hard not to think about 40K when a new codex drops. But I've been just painting models.
Nice. I've been wanting to get into modeling again. My buddy brought over a knight for his Ultramarines, so now I've got a bunch of knights stacked up. I got to start putting them together. I'm looking forward to it.
Should get that airbrush out.
I'm going to, especially for the undercarriage and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to get super detailed with the shoulder pads and all the armor plates and everything else. But yeah, definitely for the under parts, I'm going to be using the airbrush and washes and stuff. Whatever.
I think I have, on the subject of Night Titans, in the neighborhood of 11 in my queue right now.
Nice. Nice.
That's quite a few there, man.
Yeah, that's like at least three detachments, if not more.
Yeah.
So,
I like that though.
Paul, a lot of lists that you're coming up with. Are you opting out for like allying in as a primary detachment, or like allying in like just a solo knight? What do you think?
For knights,
Yeah.
I'm really thinking. I'm liking the scoring faction of 3 knights and then allying into that.
Okay.
Although having just a single knight as an ally, I mean, it really does fill a slot. It fills a role that some armies may have trouble with. You're both creating a fire magnet, and it's like a land raider. I said more points, of course, but every round that the knight is on the table, it becomes more valuable.
Yeah.
Because
you can't ignore a knight. It is the 800-pound gorilla on that table.
Well, ideally, the longer it lasts, the fewer there are things that can kill it. So if you're just doing your job, in killing the things that can kill the knight, then you're going to get more value.
No, that's a good point about it too. Like the 3 that score, that's a really good point. But I do like what you said, the 1 that can fulfill a role. Like I need a role. Like that's that list I've been talking about. Like my Deathwing.
I think that's real strong.
My Dark Angel Land Raider list that I've always talked about. My Tri-Land Raiders. Bringing 1 Night Titan into that fulfills a role that it had trouble repelling certain big nasties in close combat. This thing fits right in there. It can repel those big nasties. And it also just looks really amazing when you got 3 Devastator Land Raiders just, pew pew pewing, and then this gigantic ass just standing behind them, just lobbing Prussian's battle cannon shots it over the top with a power field generator covering his butt armor.
Yeah. So I want you to know, Kitty and I, we were talking, and in the beginning, I felt like I was going to take a good stance on I don't like one of them, because I played against one of them a couple times, and I was just able to annihilate him, right? So I was like, nah, I think one of them is dead to me. Like, I don't see any situation where it's good, and all of a sudden, Kenny's like, Yo, dog, I'm thinking about adding one into my triple Land Raider list. I was like, I retract my statement on. I think one of them adding into a single list is bad because that is phenomenal.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about. I know I'm jumping the gun here talking about the guard, but I've already been thinking about like, 6 armor 14 Leman Russes and 3 knights.
Ugh. Yep.
Just stuff like that, just to be it's gimmicky, obviously. A drop pod army kind of probably wrecks that all day long, but you don't see too many drop pod armies anymore.
Nah.
Not yet.
But whatever. I'm liking it. Let's remind people quick. We do have some people saying what's up in the Q&A, and I want to say hey to them. But I want to remind people, anybody may be watching live, we do have a Q&A. You can go to the event page and post your questions in there. If you've got an army list, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/forgetheawesome.net.
/we rule.
/we rule.
Also not a real web address.
Okay, well, I'm not the web guy. But anyway, post any army list you've got there. But any questions you got, throw it in the Q&A here. So yeah,
I'm not the web guy, though. I'm hosting a web-based show.
I'm the talking head. Scott, William, Dan, Robert, BC. What's up, guys?
Looks like Nug Murders in there. Give him a shout out.
Yeah, what's up, Nug? I revealed to him my new street name on my Facebook page when he gave me a shout out. I don't know if it's ready to reveal to you guys yet.
I was getting ready to say I'm getting ready to sign on Facebook now to send you a message just so I can be revealed the secret name.
Apparently, you got to talk to him on Facebook to get the good stuff.
Yeah. Max, talking about what we're talking about with the Knights, he says it basically eats up your allied slot. But if your army is strong enough as it is, I don't see that big of a deal.
But now I do have a question. I thought Knights were like the Inquisition. They actually don't take how it is right now. Maybe in the tournament scene it might, but I was under the impression that the Knights and the Inquisition aspect, if you take it as an ally, don't take up a force organization. Is that correct, or I don't know?
They don't take up your conventional ally slot, no.
Okay,
there you go.
So you can take Space Marines, Knights, Inquisition, and Blood Angels.
Yes.
Okay.
That's actually the list I'm running right now.
Of course it is.
Joe, I feel he says he wants our gaming problems. He's a doctorate to the devil. So I take that to assume that he is going for his PhD. Yeah. What's up, Jake?
Oh yeah, Jake, what's happening?
Yeah, he actually was hitting us up on Facebook earlier, basically talking about his Blood Angel Honor Guard. He's painting up. Oh, y'all talk a minute. I'm gonna go grab my Blood Angel Stern Guard. I'll be right back.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh my God.
Jake, glad to see you here.
Jake.
Is it the ABC show now? ABCs?
Oh, I'm in charge again. Sweet. All right. So yeah, let's talk about some apocalypse. We got the Horus Heresy Book 3 right over here, and
so needless to say, Christopher, you see all the shenanigans that are going on now. They are now. All the hobby nonsense is happening now.
Dude, guard are super solid. Like I think, like I was saying in my my video reviews, some stuff went up, but a majority went down, and it all works together super good now, and super good with allies. And it's just, wow, dude, Death Strikes, wow. Can you even imagine like if somebody fielded 3 of those and got them all off in one turn?
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Death Strike missiles seem like they've got a huge bump up with that apocalyptic barrage template.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I like the Codex a lot, and I like obviously, like you said, a lot of the points got shifted around. I think it's a very efficient Codex. Something that it fits really well into is all these rumors for 7th edition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they go to a percentage-based sports organization chart, Imperial Guard are going to be really strong. Oh, here's Paul. You got the Stern Guard, Paul?
I lost him.
There's Stern Guard.
And he doesn't even have cats, and he's losing his figure.
I'm involved in a very slow remodel down here.
They're actually in the drywall.
Yeah, I saw where they were, but I was like, I don't want to move all that stuff.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway.
I did cry a few tears this morning when I woke up and I realized that Guard is back. As being a Nid and a Blood Angel player, I was so sick of playing Leaf Blower when it came out and all that shenanigans, that all that hardcoreness that that Imperial Guard book was able to put out, and then all this other new stuff came out, and I was like, yes, everybody forgot about IG. You know what I mean? So a single tear dropped from my eyes this morning as I realized that that time and era is gone.
Well, do y'all want to jump into guard? I mean, let's bang out a couple of these questions if you. I mean, they're basically people just still saying what's up. But I'm definitely liking the Punisher cannon. It's good. Somebody asked a quick question about airbrush. So, Kenny, you want to talk for a couple minutes on airbrushing?
Read me the question. I'm too far away.
The question is basically how does an airbrush newbie get into it? How do you pick it up? What do you do? When we talk about this, we've talked about it before, but since you're the expert, I figured you'd be the first.
I don't know if he already has an airbrush or whatever, but I recommend Iwata Eclipse. I know Rob likes Grex, and they sell Grex on Spiky Bits. You can get started for about $350. A Grex is a comparable airbrush to the Eclipse that I use, but it's a good investment.
I think you can start for cheaper than that.
You can. I mean, I don't know. I go online all the time. $299 will get you the Iwata Eclipse, a good compressor, and a hose, and a bunch of paints and the DVD. If you save up a coupon and you go into the store, you can get the Iwata Eclipse, $180 marked down 40%. But that's still it seems like a deal, but it's not, because these bundles are even cheaper. Because it's a very expensive part. But just budget.
Shop around for sure.
Yeah, budget around $300. Don't skip out. You need a decent compressor and you need a good airbrush. Never go into it with I'm gonna get a beginner airbrush.
Yeah, don't do that, because people come into my store all the time and they're like, hey, I bought this $40, $50 airbrush off of eBay and stuff, and it lasted a week, or the compressor crapped out,
That would be the one piece of wisdom I can give you. You put your money where your mouth is.
Yep.
Buy a good airbrush. Never buy a cheap one. There's no such thing as a beginner airbrush. It literally makes you better to have a better airbrush.
Yeah, let me break it down a more practical on your note. There is that you get an airbrush for certain things like base coating to save time. So if you're fighting with it, and if you spend 30 minutes fighting with it, you might as well just been painting and keep your heart rate down.
A lot less drinking.
I can tell you how many times I've wanted to throw an airbrush on the ground.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Right. So you get a good airbrush that is capable of pushing these miniature paints through them.
Yes, and that's another thing is the last thing I'll say is don't be beguiled by airbrushes with these claims of how small their points are. 0.35. That's all you need. Don't go lower than that, because you can't push paint through it if it's less than that. It's not. So don't be look at the Eclipses, look at the Grexes. Don't go below a 0.35. You'll be fine.
Vallejo actually started putting a little symbol on their game color and model color paints. It's the little airbrush with the no airbrush symbol with the slash through it, because you just can't run them through airbrushes. It's just the pigment. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I was gonna try to hit on that with the weekend before Adepticon. Brian and I were trying to get all this stuff done and get everything ready for Adepticon, and he, there was 2 or 3 airbrushes out, and we were trying to get all this. And the number one thing that I noticed was Kenny, he was able to get from you some of those airbrush ready paints versus mixing your own. What do you feel about that?
Every paint should be a tool that you use in your collection. I don't exclusively use any one type of paint. There are some really good, Badger miniature paints. There's some really good Vallejo air paints. But I'll tell you what, man, most airbrush ready paints are a little muted in pigment compared to the stuff I like from GW and Privateer Press.
Gotcha.
So don't hold any loyalty to any one brand of paint. Find the paints that work for you and make them work as the primary. Finding some colors that are really go-to colors that you use no matter what. If you can find those in airbrush ready, yes, by all means get them. They will make you so happy.
For a beginner, and I will say I've been doing it for a little while, but I still, I'm at best a journeyman, whatever. If you're gonna base coat, make sure it's a paint that also behaves well brush wise.
Very good point, Paul. I can't believe I forgot that. That is my biggest thing. I love miniature paints, but my one problem with them is that they're not really brushable very well. So you're gonna get caught up in a project and you're leaning heavy on these colors, like Paul said, and now you got to go all this detail work, and you're trying to highlight up, and it's like doesn't react well with a paintbrush. That's
and I
a really
run into
good
that,
point, bro.
like white and black. Like if I don't use the right kind of black, and I got to go back and touch up black, you can just tell like that's a different color of black. It's got a different property, a different sheen. It's got a different whatever, and it does not look good. So I got to basically repaint the whole section.
Yeah, but yeah, drop us a line online. Anyone who directs a question toward me about airbrushing, I can give you an essay about this. So we don't need to take up any more time.
Do it on Facebook, yeah. Do it on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start talking about some guard. Y'all ready?
Yep, let's do it now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've been looking at this, and Kenny, I know you got a list built that you guys are going to use in the battlecast we do.
Oh yeah.
But and that's with some of the existing models, and I know you got some hydras and stuff in there, and I will say that the things that you want to buy in this codex got more expensive, and that's a little bit of a dagger to me.
Yeah, you're right about that. Like, there definitely seems to be a play because, like, we all know GW is in the business of selling models. That's literally their business model. So there's got to be a little tactical play there. If the chimeras are going to go up in points and the new transport's going to be cheaper, and everyone already has a chimera, you assume that mainly the reason the chimera went up 15 points is to motivate you to buy the new toy.
Well, let me tell you my theory. And this is just on the codex design in general. Number one, I am a huge fan of the hardback book. This is a nice book. There's lots of cool stuff in here. I feel like all they did was tack this Astra Militarum on the first line of all the fluff, and then made it clear that you could call the Astra Militarum Imperial Guard, and then that is the last reference to Astra Militarum in the book.
It is not in there very often.
And everything else is Imperial Guard, Imperial Guard, Imperial Guard, Imperial Guard. But whatever, we know they're Imperial Guard. We understand what's going on. That's actually not a big deal. I don't feel spurned by that at all. I could care less. But I thought it was interesting.
We should ask Haspel if this is like real Latin or if they made up this Latin or not.
I think it definitely means Space Army.
I think it does like Space Military or something. I mean, that's what it looks like, right?
Maybe Star.
Oh, it
Army.
could be Star, yeah.
I feel like the point change on the Vendetta is a reaction to where the Vendettas were. I think the Vendetta right now is a very aggressive, decent unit.
Well, remember the Vendetta came out and they didn't have flyers then, so it was kind of like we got a free flyer pointed to be at skimmer points,
Sure, but right now we live in a world where 130 points for a Vendetta is not that big a deal.
Yeah, we live in a world where 130 points per Vendetta is the only way I'm going to take one. It is now dead to me.
When's the last time you got beat by a
points.
Vendetta? Yeah, no one's been beaten by a Vendetta in a year and a half.
Yeah,
No.
What did the Vendetta move to? Was it 170?
170,
It's 40 points. It's like a 30% increase. And you get a reduction in transport capacity, which let me tell you why I don't necessarily mind that. All right. We always put either the platoon command
squad in there. Yeah.
Company command squad, but also let me tell you some of the things that did go down in points before I tell you what like the gem I think is really the cool. And y'all feel free to disagree about what I think is the best thing in here so far. But the special weapons and the heavy weapons squads did go down in points.
But not taking them, not equipping them. Like the points to equip them on things that could take them were the same, right?
They are the same, but a heavy weapons squad started at 65 points before.
Yeah.
Now it's 45.
Now it's 45.
Oh, yeah, the squad, yeah.
A special weapons squad was like 35 points before, and it went down to 30. And then conscripts, which I know that Kenny, you're a big fan of.
Oh my God, I love that.
They went down to 60 points, and they're now 3 points apiece instead of 5 points apiece.
Yeah, that's huge. I feel like with the Termagant reduction, the zombie reduction, everything else, like we in a year and a half, we're gonna see 1 point Gretchen. Like they're just getting cheaper, and you get more of them. I'm excited to see all the bodies on the table.
I think the conscripts, especially with allies, where you mix in some Dark Angels or other inquisitorial people. I mean, like. 50 conscripts with rag grenades and psychotrope grenades and 4+ invulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically something I was talking about to these guys earlier in the pregame was, okay, so deaths are real. But like Death Stars, like like all the Death Stars that we like to run are like 1,100 points and 1,200 points.
Yeah.
50 conscripts is 150 points. A total pimped out Inquisitor guy with all the grenades is 100 points. All the grenades and Hammerhand, right?
Yeah.
If we talked about Darkness, Azrael, 215 points, gets the whole unit 4+ invulnerables. You could take a pair of priests to give them war hymns. So now you have the 4+ invulnerable to reroll in hand-to-hand combat, and you can reroll wounds, and you have hatred. And then you can my favorite is I sprinkle Commissar Yark in there, who became better and cheaper than he's ever been before. He's always been my pimp, but now he's my pimp more than ever. You have a squad that is only 650 points that has around 75, 80 wounds at 4+ invulnerable, sometimes with rerolls, that can scout because of Liber Air specs, and that can issue orders from a commissar now, so it can run. It can go 18 inches on the first turn, and it is half the points of 4 Centaurians, Tigurius, and 2 Chapter Masters.
Well, let me put it to you this way: you can get 75 models for 280 points.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
75 las guns now. Okay, now 75 las guns for 280 points. Now that's basically death by 1,000 cuts. So you multiply that by 3. What is that? That's 280 times. Yeah, basically 280 times 3. 840 points.
Yep.
1,637.
I think I'm pretty sure you made that up.
Kenny, I just wanted to correct one of the statements you said about the Blob Squad. You definitely aren't sprinkling Commissar Yark in there. You are Emerald Legacy bamming. Straight up bamming. So yeah, you are kicking it up. You are kicking up.
Commissar Yark is a secret, man. I've always loved this guy, but now that he's 35 points cheaper, and they made him better, he's the ultimate challenge caddy, dude. You put him in there with a war hymn, he'll basically beat anybody down in a challenge. I think Eternal Warrior, 4+ invulnerable with a reroll, gets back up on a 3-up if you finally grind through him. He'll have hatred, potentially counterattack from the hymn. He'll reroll his wounds. He'll be strength 8 from Hammerhand. I mean, he is he is 145 points of I'm never going to kill this guy, and he's probably going to kill me.
Well, let me go back to where for 1 second. Is that for those? Let's say you get those 3. You take it 3 platoons just to get the 3 conscript squads. If you wanted to do that, that is 225 las guns.
But don't forget the conscripts are B2 las guns.
Well, sure, but you get you can order them. You can give them orders.
Yeah, can they still get first rank, second rank?
Currently, no order lets them reroll their hits, and now it's Tank Hunter and Monster Hunter.
Well, you've got prescience, and there's prescience all over this codex.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely throw prescience.
I mean, I'm not saying again this is the be-all end-all. I'm just saying that if this is your jam,
more bodies than ever.
Yeah.
More bodies than ever, no doubt.
It's less than 900 points for 225 las guns.
That's my favorite.
You still got tons of points left over.
Yeah, and I feel like paired with Commissar Yark, one of the things that Kenny's been hitting home with me is that Commissar Yark on the table, doesn't he, if I'm not mistaken, he ignores the
any model, his warlord trait, any one of my Codex AM model units within 12 inches of him just ignores having to roll a morale check at 25% casualties.
So you're basically fearless going into assault. Effectively.
Just units all standing around me. You're I'm going to do 25% here, I'm going to do 25% there. No, dog, none of that matters. And that's kind of an interesting mechanic from him. I like that warlord trait a lot.
So with that out of the way, we talked about Commissar Yark. I think that the standout thing for me is the Lehman Russ command squad.
Oh, the tank commander?
You take the tank commander, upgrade him to Pask, give him an extra the Punisher cannon.
Yeah, I think the Punisher's the way to go with the rending.
So with Punisher, with Pask in there, he gets rending, and with his let's see what it is. He has crack shot. Shots made by Pask Lehman Russ can reroll armor penetration rolls against vehicles, including glancing or penetrating hits, but the second result must be kept. Furthermore, the turret matter weapon gets this other thing. It's rending, so he gets basically rerolling rending, and then he gets his warlord trait, which is Old Grudges.
I don't think he gets to reroll, Paul. I think that's only if you take the battle cannon.
Let me go back to him.
But you can easily use your prescience. You should prescience the squadron though.
No, absolutely. It's going to be rerolls no matter
No.
what. I mean,
Oh yeah.
It's not at all. It is shots made by past Lehman Russ can reroll armor penetration rolls against vehicles, including glancing or penetration hits, but the second result must be kept. Furthermore, as in addition to, the current amount of weapons of past vehicles gains an additional benefit depending on its type.
Gotcha.
So Old Grudges is during deployment, before deploying infiltrators and before scouts redeploy, choose one Warhammer 40k codex. The warlord and his unit had a preferred enemy special rule against all enemy units chosen from that codex.
that's badass.
That is really solid.
He's basically like the Riptide burst cannon on steroids.
Yeah, so the combination of all those, all that stuff stacks. I did not see anything here that says that does not stack.
No, it does.
I feel like that armor 14 wall is pretty good. I mean, you can stack it to where he's the Pask is the actual last tank in the chain or whatever. You can take camo netting and stuff like that.
So it's basically something you're talking about here is that like the point reduction in Lehman Russ's is an all-star in this codex.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of how some of them are armor 10 from behind now.
No, they were before.
Oh, they were?
Some of them always were.
The Demolisher variants were the 11.
Yeah, I was gonna say when the Demolisher was the 11s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy with the point reduction. Like after Paul talked about the Punishers, I was like just plugging numbers into like my spreadsheet. Dude, you can like pass 9 Punisher Lehman Russes and like 100 guys in 1850, and you have 3 Prescience caddies. So you have like it's like you do 100 wounds a turn to toughness 4.
Yeah, you could do something like crazy like we've been doing with Chaos. You take Typhus and zombies and then 6 Lehman Russes.
Just the guard version.
Three Helldrakes, some zombies, 6 Lehman Russes.
Something we might want to touch on is what do you think? You just touched on that armor 14 thing, but do you think the meta can handle that much armor 14 right now? Because I don't see people running around with stuff to pop armor 14.
Right. The meta would have to shift.
Yeah. I don't think that the meta is currently prepared for more than 3 armor 14 vehicles.
No way.
I do not think so.
I was happy to see that the tank company basically from back in the day is back. Remember the supplement that you could run, tank company? So that's basically you can do almost a better version of it now. So I coming from a guy who likes big models, who likes in-your-face kind of stuff, I was happy to see the Guard Codex is given this variant as well.
Man, Juice, this mix a lot of 40k.
Yep.
So you like big butts? Is that what you're saying?
Juice, you want to find us a couple questions to answer?
Yeah. So.
And when talking about big butts, one should not lie.
So there was actually, I wanted to find the guy here, but so there was a question, I'll find his name here in a second, about he is thinking about, I think it's Chris, is thinking about going to a GT, entering in, Chris Morgan, entering into the tournament circuit. He's trying to figure out what tournament is going to probably be the best for him. He doesn't know if he's be able to get a team together. So that's kind of the stipulations. What are you guys thinking?
For a singles event?
Yep.
Feast of Blades.
Best event, if somebody can go, Feast of Blades, not Adepticon?
For a single event. Well, okay, if it's, yes, Adepticon is probably the one you should go to if you can only go to one, because it is such a spectacle and you will find ways to occupy your time. But if I had to get, not Adepticon, I'd probably say the next singles event would be Feast of Blades.
Okay, so singles event, even if you're a singles player and you don't have a team, because that's actually what I realized as well, is that Adepticon is known more or less, the big event, the cherry on the top is the team event. I didn't realize that. I thought the champion was still the champions event. The singles event was still kind of reign supreme. No, that's not how it goes down at Adepticon. The team event is it. So Feast of Blades, I went to that last year, and that was a blast. I love the bracketed system. That was one thing as if there's a criticism for Adepticon. outside of rule set or anything else, is that if you have 256 players in something, I feel like there should be a bracketed system. I feel like you should be able to go down and do something like that. I really like that aspect of it at Feast. So
to be honest, at Adepticon, they basically they did a kind of a gut response to where they thought the community wanted to be, because honestly, they don't have to really do much, now, because the big draw is a team event and there's 10 other events. I mean, people coming up and telling me how much fun they had playing in the doubles event, how much fun they had playing in the friendly.
Oh yeah, I mean,
a lot of 40K.
I totally agree with you. I agree with what you said about Feast of Blades. Feast of Blades has like a really fun atmosphere. If you're just going by yourself and you don't have a lot of people with you, you're gonna make friends. You're gonna see people you know. It's in a really chill part of Colorado. Like, I agree with Paul. Like, I was thinking about that. Like, there's so many things to do at Adepticon, but it could be overwhelming if you're there just by yourself. You can't compete with the laid backness of Feast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've had to say, like, tied with Feast, but a different feel altogether, is Du Bois. The Du Bois tournament, from what I understand, is a good time. It's in a really classy area. They got good food, good scenery in a real laid-back part of the country. It's in like Western New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's a resort town.
Du Bois put on a great tournament. Their passion is the same as some of these other tournaments that we like to go to. They put on a super good tournament.
Gotcha. Feel like it's pretty solid. So there's another question here talking about giving orders from the Torox versus you can't, but you can give orders from a Chimera. How does that make you guys feel?
I mean, it's one of the things. I mean, it makes the Chimera. I guess it's 15 more points. They gave it command vehicle so you can issue orders out of it. And they gave it.
Well, it's always been a command vehicle. It's been a command vehicle.
So that's not new. The only thing new is the Lasgun Array. Now, I don't know if the Lasgun Array is worth 15 points. I personally don't think it is, but I like the Lasgun Array because you can do some exciting things with grounding checks and everything like that. I feel like the Chimera is too many points, but that's not going to stop me from taking it.
I don't like how they made it. They still didn't include all the turret options. You got a heavy bolter and a flamer.
I thought for sure they were going to bring us the autocannon.
Well, this is okay. Let me tell you what I think is a mistake in the Codex, or a mistake in general. Is that now maybe they did this though to make the Tempesta Scions or whatever they are more exciting, but you can't take the Taurox Prime as a transport for troops. Only the Taurox, and the Taurox doesn't come up. You can't get the cool weapon options for it. Have you guys looked into that? I mean, is that
no? So
that?
I was actually going to ask you if you could look up and let us know the different weapons options that the Taurox can have. I think we all know what the Chimeras can have, but what's the compare and contrast versus weapons?
Well, just on the Taurox, it only comes with twin link autocannon, and you can't change that weapon. Yeah,
which is better than the multi-laser because it's 4 shots twin linked strength 7 versus the.
No, it's a twin linked autocannon.
Right.
So 2 shots twin linked.
Twin linked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Right.
No, just clarifying or whatever.
It's comparable to a multi-laser.
Multi-laser.
So it's got 10 shots, right?
It's armor 11 on the front. All right, which I'm not a big fan of because it's a longer model than it is wide.
Is it 11 on the sides or 10 on the sides?
10 on the side. 10 on the side.
Okay.
So there's some problems in my opinion, there's some problems with the vehicle. It is an all-terrain APC, which I think's got some special rules, which is good. All right, I think it's that free dozer blade or whatever or something. I'll look at it in a second. But you can take you can take things from the equipment list. So I think you can get camo netting on these things, and I'll check on that in a second. But for the Taurox Prime, it comes with a battle cannon and a hotshot volley gun.
But it comes with the Taurox. It comes with the Taurox autocannon, though, right?
Yeah. Sorry, the Taurox battle cannon.
It's not the North.
It's not the strength 8. It's like strength 6, AP4, or something like that.
It's like an autocannon. That's a
battle cannon. Yeah.
But it's only small black.
But the Taurox Prime is 30 more points than the Taurox, and then you have to buy the weapon upgrades for it. So
yeah, I mean, like that's a good point, man. Like those points are off. I noticed that a few times. Like I like the Codex. I want to start with saying something positive before I say something negative. I like the Codex, and I can't wait to play it on our Battlecast. One of the things that seems like they copy and pasted a lot of things over from the last Codex, though, were a lot of these point costs. Like I don't think a plasma gun is worth 15 points at a guy who's ballistic skill 3 and doesn't have an armor save.
Yeah, will kill himself. You know.
You know what I mean? So like they just copy and pasted like when a Grey Hunter, like forget a Space Wolf Grey Hunter, you take 10 of them, you get 2 melta guns for 5 points. You get 2 plasma guns for 10 points. It's like a Space Marine that hits on a 3 has a 3 3+ save gets it for almost free in this scenario. These guys, I mean, that's a mistake. I feel like it's hard to mask the special weapons without feeling like you're getting robbed. So maybe the traditional way of looking at our army has to be changed, which is like what's interesting. What Paul brought up with this, like I'm gonna take all the Lehman Russes. When's the last time you seen that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you can even get crazier and mix in the camo netting along with if you want to take the Ogrins and do that like the shield save, so you can get like stuff down to a 2-up cover save.
That's awesome. Mobile Aegis defense lines.
Yeah.
But let me go further. The point is that I think the Talrox Prime should have been proliferated a little bit better than it is. I think right now you can only get it on the Scions. It should have been available for the veterans. It should have been available for command squads, and they would have sold more of them. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not feeling the Talrox.
Yeah,
I'm feeling the Talrox Prime even at the increased point.
It seems like it's lacking a little bit compared to like the old faithful of. I mean, Kenny and I were talking about it earlier. Like, if you've got 5 Chimeras on the table with 3 hull points and armor 12 with a 4 cover save, like, man, that is solid. Like, armor 12 versus strength 6 and 7, you might as well be armor 14. Like, you're gonna need so much to crack through that armor. Like, when you go below that, when you start hitting that 10 and 11. I feel like you're going to have to, compensation is going to have to be had to make sure that I'm getting what I need out of this vehicle versus what the Chimera at the 15-point upgrade still can do for you.
But it is possible that if the meta does shift, and I'm just spitballing here, I have absolutely no evidence to back this up besides a gut feeling, and I want to believe. It is possible that if the meta does shift to people taking a lot of heavy weapons and stuff, that it may not matter if you're 11 or 12 when people are shooting las cannons at you. I mean, yeah, it's a 3 or a 4, but I just have this weird gut feeling that it's just not going to matter when you're getting hit with death strikes and stuff.
Let me go one more step here, is that you can get the Chimera and the Talrox can get things from the Astra Militarum vehicle equipment, all right? And camo netting is there, and it's cheaper. Camo netting is now 15 points instead of the 20 or whatever it was before. So that's a +1 cover save. So, just with a 4+ from the Aegis line, I lost, when I was playing with a Chimera wall, I lost fewer Chimeras than I did even in 5th edition. So you give me a cheaper +1 to my save, and then, I feel like maybe I've got even more survivable vehicles.
I agree with you on that, man. Like, I played on a wall, recently with the old Codex, maybe 3 months ago out here, and people just could not do anything about my Chimeras behind an Aegis wall.
Yeah.
3 hull points, armor 12, a 4+ cover. Everyone's running strength 6 or 7 weapons. I mean, it was just, they couldn't do anything. So, I mean, I am not sold on going down to an armor 11 tank when there's still an armor 12 tank I can take.
Now, let me go one step further now. Now, let me talk a little bit about list. I know that this is like a gimmick or whatever, but I think that IG can ally with Necrons without too much of a detriment. Am I right in that?
I got the book right here.
Okay.
Kenny, if I offer to buy you a 6-pack of Corona, how do you feel about taking Toroxes over Chimeras?
If you provide the Coronas and the Toroxes...
Weren't you supposed to be checking the rulebook for something for me?
I am. I can do both. Look, right here. Bam!
Excuse me.
What just happened?
I don't know.
I apologize.
Oh my God! You know this is live, right?
Paul Murphy's losing control.
I think you just doubled himself.
Yeah. I literally been over. Here it is. All right, IG, and I'm looking up on my rule book as well.
It's blue. Okay. It's blue. Desperate. Blue is desperate.
Okay. Oh. So these can't be near each other, right?
Which is fine. I remember right when the 6th edition came out, a lot of people were still running guard and orcs, and it was like knobs and warboss like running up on bikes with all the fire support of the old leaf blower list. So
or keeping an Eldar Farsi in the corner or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So
nice.
You add in all this armor. Maybe you have a couple of Death Strike missiles in the back. and you take Necrons to control it to have a bunch of night fight. So they just night fight every turn. So they're never gonna. You're gonna be rolling 2+ cover saves.
Plus, you can pop that smoke turn 1 too, just to get your extra smoke save.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. You also it limits the range of a weapon to 36 inches. So if you have good terrain and good forward positions, no, that's a good point, man. Like, I mean, that's a good way to make the Death Strike missile work. I just can't get on board with it just yet. I mean, I can't get on board with this limited ammunition stuff.
No, yeah, but it's just like
the Metacore is the most I can do for that, you know.
One shot's not good enough, but it's one shot 10-inch. Strength 10, AP1.
What if I have a sky shield and like my guys are under it?
direct fire. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's barrage, dude. I mean,
it's not that expensive, is what I'm saying.
What else can you do on a tabletop that's 10 inches?
Oh.
Well,
me personally, nothing. I know some people.
Oh yeah, I think the Death Strike is neat, but I'm not going to be spending a lot of time trying to make it work. I think the only way to make it work is with controlling the night fight, so you can basically get that catch people slipping essentially with that. It's a gimmick, a little bit of a gimmick.
I think that's a creative. Sorry, I think that's a creative way of trying to make it work, though. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, no, I love it. Is the way to make it shoot? Is it the same as it was in the last edition?
You got to roll a 4+.
Okay.
I was hoping that the Chromatron or whatever it's called let you
Chronometron.
Let you reroll the Imperial Guard die or just whatever die was, but you can't. You can't.
It's only what he's used to.
So maybe you have to ally demons to get Fate Weaver.
To get a reroll. Now we're talking.
Corbulo.
I'm not wasting Corbulo on a Death Strike missile.
You're not gonna rate. Wait, Brother Corbulo?
No.
Death Strike missile. Put him in that conscript squad.
He's gonna tank like no other.
Yep.
You take 50 conscripts of Brother Corbulo and a couple of priests, and then you use that dumb reroll for your stupid.
You know, BC brought up an interesting point when we were talking about that. You forgot to mention that the priests give you fearless and zealot too.
Yeah, I mean, I said hatred. They give you fearless and hatred, but also so my priests make me fearless. My Azrael makes me fearless. Commissary Arc makes me leadership 10 stubborn, and my Inquisitor makes me leadership 10 stubborn. So like so even if you and check this out, Azrael gives me ammunition on fear. So even if you like take fearless away with Terrify, I still have ammunition on no fear leadership 10. Like, so I mean, like that unit is double, triple redundant. You're not messing that leadership up.
Real quick, Chris, there is qualifiers for Feast of Blades. There is not qualifiers for Adepticon. Or the boys. Justin Troop just asked. He loves the TPM missions and wanted to know if there's going to be any more added to it. He's been using them at his events.
Yes, there will be definitely. One of the problems with making them look nice is that I can't edit them myself. So I'm fixing that. I'm sorry. They'll be out soon. Yeah.
I need to get those too from you, Paul, because I want to start running those at the store.
There's a link on our Facebook. It is www.irockandyoussuck.com.
Well,
/TPM the people.
since we're on that subject, it's also located at. I made a picture and linked it on the Forge Narrative page, so you can download them easily by oneclick.com. I don't suck.
Like I said, I'm not the web guy.
No, because now this is going to backfire if I say I'm the web guy, because then I'm going to get blamed for something. So I'm not the web guy either.
We have a phantom web guy. We have a phantom web guy.
Hey, I wanted to read something to you guys because Jake Shear just said something about he thought the Death Strike should be a D weapon.
Ugh.
In the Horus Heresy, the third book, they had some alternate things for running D weapons, and this is actually the stats for if you think D weapons are too powerful, here's how you should run them. And it says destroyer weapons count as being strength 10, and have instant death, sunder, and ignore cover special rules. So the sunder is the reroll armor save or a reroll armor pen. In addition, successful and vulnerable saves taken against destroyer weapons must be rerolled. So it's almost the alternate versions of the destroyer weapon.
Spoiler alert, next Sunday when the next Forge and Narrative podcast comes out, you will also hear that information.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, have I read that before?
Yeah.
John Kennedy, Brennan is asking, is like, are camo netting, bull ogrins, and Aegis lines actually worth it? I think an Aegis line for the points is completely.
Aegis line is not always something I take, but when you Chimeras fit under it so well, I feel like you have to take 50-point Aegis wall with your Chimeras.
I don't think the bull ogrins are pointed aggressively enough to be like a real thing yet, but maybe you take a knight and you line up some ogrins on a bastion. I don't know.
I like the Ogrins. I mean, I think they're viable. Okay, this is what I mean by viable. I mean, like, if you like them and you think they're hardcore, you can definitely field them and not feel like you're handicapped. You know what I'm saying?
I've got a
I think
question.
models are the best they've ever been.
Yeah, it's the best I've ever been.
Did they rule that a tank cannot use a comms relay or a quad gun or Aegis a weapon battery from
you
that?
can't do that. Yeah, you can't use the quad gun anymore.
Okay.
Ooh, I miss the days of the Helldrake.
I don't know.
firing.
Yeah, I don't even know why. Like, me and Paul, we can drive around in my truck, and he can easily like reach out of the window and man the quad gun as I power slide into it real quick.
Right. Just
We've literally done that. Like,
Yeah.
practice that for like a month.
I do that all the time in every night that I play Call of Duty. I feel like it's real.
Joe mentioned that you can take a whole army of Scions. Yes, you can, and I think that maybe that a whole army of those Taurox Primes. You take 14 of those things or whatever. You might get some work done because you can stack them all right next to each other, so they can't get the armor 10.
I would suggest taking maybe 12 Leman Russes before you take 14 Tauroxes.
yeah. But check this out: 14 Tauroxes lines up against 14 Chimeras, and they're both behind Aegis walls. You got strength 7 guns that scatter, right? And these ones have strength 6 guns, and they're shooting autocannons back at each other from their hatches. I bet you the armor 12 with the 4+ cover is going to win that battle.
Yeah, I think a Chimera, I mean, it still matches up great against most other vehicles because it gets 6 shots plus what's inside, plus the lasgun array or whatever, and it's got the armor 12. Like, when I knew that whenever I faced up against, let's say, a Dark Eldar, Ravager or Raider spam or whatever, it took 3 of them to kill one of my Chimeras. Thank goodness we had the exact same number of vehicles on the table, and they were never getting through that. Never ever getting through that.
No, you were killing 1 for 1. They were going 3 for 1.
Yeah. So the Chimera still matches up, and that's why I'm saying that the Taurox Prime, it's a good tank because of all these weapons. I just don't think enough things in this Guard Codex can take it.
Do you think that the Taurox being able to shoot, having 2 fire points on each side of the vehicle itself is beneficial at all?
If vets could take him, it'd be great. But since it's only a bunch of strength 3, I guess. Well, the stormtroopers, yes, they get weapons. But they're not troops in the Guard Codex.
No, the normal, just the normal Taurox, not the Prime, does that.
Right, but the 2 fire. But okay, I got you. Yes, but you got to get close, and I'm not sure you want to be that close with that death trap of a vehicle.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a tank I want to talk
Good
about.
call.
What's the new fake Hydra with the Shatter Shard?
The Wyvern, yeah.
That thing is
awesome.
That thing is awesome.
I don't agree, but tell me where I'm wrong.
It's twin-linked everything?
It is a Thunderfire cannon. It has 4 small blast templates. They're twin-linked. They re-roll their wounds. It ignores cover. Barrage. And it's like 65 points or something. Like,
I'm gonna go to it right now.
It will blot out the sun.
It is way better than a Thunderfire cannon for its points.
I feel like it sounds good. I don't know.
It is actually the 4 shots is good for 65 points.
And it's twin linked, and it rerolls wounds, and it ignores cover and its barrage.
I think it's more than 65 points.
Nope, 65 points.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
That seems really good.
For its points, it's like unquestionably amazing. And I think, what is it, Strength 4, AP 5, or
Strength 4, AP 6, but still.
AP 6. So it's basically all the little troops, like all the Gaunts, all the Orcs, all the crew.
All
And
the
all the
sag
demons.
gaunts.
All the
Yeah.
demons, everything like that.
Especially demons.
Yeah.
Like, that's the stats of a
Wow.
Thunderfire cannon. It's strength 5, AP 6, or AP whatever. It's the same. It only works on crew in orcs. Like it didn't work on everyone.
Hey Paul, can you have those in squadrons? Well, you got the book.
No,
Yeah,
no.
you can. You get
You
up to
can?
2.
I thought it was a 1.
2.
Nope.
No, it's 3 to a squadron. You can have 9 in an army.
Woo!
Or just take a block of 3 as an ally. See, like think about 2 of those as an ally.
Mm.
It's only a little bit more points than a Thunderfire cannon. I would take that over a
Get 8
Thunderfire
blasts.
cannon.
You don't have to babysit it with any psychers whatsoever. It's already
Yeah, it's
twin linked
already twin
everything.
links.
Yeah. Let's go to a couple questions. AK Sasquatch, thanks for joining us, man. I missed you in the beginning. Past does not get his Warlord trait if he is not the Warlord. That is unfortunately applied if you are the Warlord.
Mm-hmm. William, I definitely agree that my man Sloth is making appearances over all the IG codexes right now in multiple different forms with those Ogren models.
Yeah. Hey, Dan's asking what sweet loot we picked up at Adepticon. I actually got the
Awesome,
Dark-
amazing prize.
I got Dark Vengeance. No, was it? No,
You get the
Vengeful
Black
Spirit.
Knight.
You got the Deathwing Command Squad.
No, oh yeah, for my Player's Choice prize, yeah. But I also got the Vengeful Spirit book signed. I got it, and Graham McNeil was there. Got him to sign it. I'm actually going to approach him for an interview for Forge Narrative, so hopefully he'll join us on the show.
Awesome.
I got the Imperial Truth limited edition event only novel or novella. It's like some short stories. There's actually a neat one in there. It's a neat one about the Custodes. Pretty cool. Let's see. What else did I get? I got the limited edition, like Rob, the Forge World Horus Heresy box set thing.
$1 billion.
Yep,
Yeah.
seems good.
I actually walked out of my apartment with that thing carrying. I don't know if. Let's see if you can see it. Right up here on the thing that looks like the Encyclopedia Britannica up there. But I think the people on the sidewalk thought I was like a priest or something, because I was like, I kind of walked in front of them and I was like, oh, excuse me, because I didn't see him, and they were like, oh, no problem, sir, and I was like, what? Nobody's ever called me sir before.
You should have put
you
your
look like
hand.
a child.
Yeah, you should have put your hand on their shoulder and been like, "Yo, hell," and see if they just fall out.
Have you heard the good word about our emperor?
Yeah, the Emperor protects.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, that's some good loot there, Paul. You want to know what I got from Adepticon?
A cold.
I got a cold. I got a cold sore. I got a vicious case of face herpes.
They
I
gave
got a
up a kill
vicious
point
cold
to
sore.
our opponents, actually.
Oh my god, it was so hideous. So I got the horlip. I got 16 hangovers. I also had
2 turtle doves.
a ridiculous,
And a cold
a
case
ridiculous
of
amount of, seriously constipated the first day. Whoever, I apologize.
You were stressing it.
I wanna
You were stressing it.
I want to apologize to anyone who used the family bathroom in the main hall afternoon on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Thursday.
I just want you to know our questionnaire is getting blown up with people getting mad about they couldn't use the family bathroom right now.
Ender's on here. He wants to know if there was a crib. There was a.
There was.
There was a crib. We got to our room, and there was a crib waiting for us. But I also had a lot of fun. I did really well in the singles. Overall, got my hobby score, got 4th overall. I was really happy about that. But I was super jealous of Paul because I did not get those Deathwing Death Knights.
The Deathwing Death Knights, whatever.
I want to
they-
call them Death Knights. I don't even know if
Look,
they're Black Knights.
Look, when I put them all in base-to-base contact, they get toughness 5.
Hell yeah. Hopefully I don't kill the one that's like between the other two.
So all these, and I swing it, and I'm AP4 Holmes.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
Pretty bad.
84 homes.
Anybody need some Dark Angel bits?
Uh,
Oh my goodness! Actually, I was talking with you guys about this earlier, or sometime earlier in the week. I want to have a contest on our Facebook page about who can design. Basically, you can boil down all the original Space Marine chapters into one single name, and that is the Blood Wolf Death Angels.
Mm.
And I would love to see whoever can put together the best and paint the best Blood Wolf Death Angel.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
Yes, that has to be done.
And so I'm going to put together particulars, the details, and there will be a contest on our Facebook about the best Blood Wolf Death Angel.
Can the co-host of the show win this prize?
You cannot win this prize. No one affiliated with the show, no one that I've ever spoken to in public, no one that I've ever taken a picture with.
Like everybody.
No, I'm just kidding. No, none of y'all can, but all the listeners.
Okay, how about this? Juice is allowed in on this competition, but Rob and I are not.
I'll take that. But the best Blood Wolf Death Angel. That's how many chapters does that cover? That's like literally what, like 80% of the Space Marine chapters.
You pretty much nailed it. I mean,
Yeah.
you can even throw like a white blood.
White Blood Knight Death Angel.
Yeah.
It's like telling Harry to use the Force. I think you just like seriously covered and offended everybody all at once.
So Black 1705F is like, why no Sly Marbo? And I have to ask Kenny, why no Sly?
Well, first of all, don't take Sly Marble because he's horrible. He's not in the Codex, I don't think either.
He's not.
No, he's
Yeah.
not.
Data slate that will cost.
But
It will
here's,
be a Dana Slay.
it's going to be a data slate. They're going to do a Catechin data slate. He will be there, and I'm assuming his rules are going to be amazing. Finally.
Well, Catechin's the Battle Force comes out this week.
Yeah. Yeah, both of them do. They're like battle company.
You want to talk about a bunch of first blood giving up shenanigans? Sly Marble, take him, guarantee. You're never going to win first blood. I hate him so much. He is like the cause and solution to so many of my problems.
Oh, Andrew just asked. He's like, "Is the prize for this contest going to be worth paying Goat Boy to make it for him?" It's going to be something off my shelf, so it's. Gonna
I already know what the prize is. It's a command squad of
Dark Angel. It will not be the Dark Angel Terminators. I promise you that.
It'll probably be one of 10 Angel Exterminatus books that we got like for free.
But I spend so much time looking at other people's paint. I will know who painted this model if it wasn't you. But we'll have to do something like part of it's going to be like crowd voting, and some of it's going to be my Imperial judgment. Yeah.
The cold hand of the Emperor.
Right. So Jake's asking, so do the Blood Angels? Yeah, they actually do mesh decently well with this IG Codex. The problem, the Codex is good. It's fine. It has some. I love the tank command squad. I'm gonna like putting an upwards of 4 Lehmans on the table. I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna be. One of the first things I build and I try. I'm gonna like doing that. But what I don't like so much is that basically, you could pretty much take the exact same guard armies you had before, and there's not enough freshness in this codex for me to be super hyped about it outside of that command squad.
Yeah, it's really, you're right. It's like kind of a comfortable dex. Like if you like guard, you play guard a certain way, you can still do that. So there's a lot of comfort food in it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like what we said about the Eldar and the Tau, and then 6 months later there was all these things we never even thought of. So definitely, it makes you see what happens and what people come up with.
Yeah, and one of the relics gives everybody around you within 6 inches preferred enemy. I mean, there's some benefit there.
It's 60 points though, but it's still worth it.
All I'm saying, it's gonna be cool. All right, it's gonna be cool. And if you're a Forge World player, nothing's changed. You basically can make this very similar list as you made before.
Absolutely,
that's cool.
I heard Tank Command Squad 2 Ender.
Hey, real quick, Sean has a question. With the Adepticon, what was the biggest surprising event or the biggest surprising list that we saw being run there? Did you guys see anything a little bit more out of the normal that you didn't think?
I feel like it was all business as usual.
Well, I felt like the Necrons, there were some Necron builds there that I didn't necessarily suspect to be doing as well as they were in the tournament.
Okay.
But I mean, that's not saying a whole. Other than that, Kenny's right. It is just all Eldar all the time. Like in the team tournament, we play 3 different Eldar opponents.
Yeah, my third, fourth, and fifth rounds were all Tau Eldar.
Yeah, same thing in the singles for me. I mean, there was a lot of Chaos Demons in representing, but we know that Chaos Demons never went away. So saw a lot of Demons. Demons won the whole thing in the singles, so obviously they're viable. So my singles experience was also, but it was all Eldar and Tau and Demons. So business as usual. You know, the people's missions. Hopefully, we'll fix this one day.
BC
We
is
can only
doing.
hope.
Yeah. Thanks for all the feedback, folks, for the missions. It has been great hearing all your experiences, and I look forward to you guys playing them and continue to give the feedback. Version 2, I know I've said it for like 2 weeks now. Version 2 will be out soon, and it cleans up a little of the clumsy wording, but it's none of the concepts have changed. So the way you've been playing it is basically the exact same. It just makes it easier to play and score. That's it. BC actually, they have a podcast called Facing the Great Tide. And I was a guest on that this week.
Is BC Evan?
No, it's Brian Clark.
Oh.
Brian.
I can never. I know all their names. I just don't know which one's BC.
What's interesting about that is that they're basically for people that are just tipping their toe into the tournament scene.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm on their blog. I check their blog out every other week.
Yeah.
They got some good stuff over there on the Facing the Great Side. They come to Spiky Bits up in Virginia. FTW, all with Spiky Bits. I met you guys there. We'll be there this week. Juice and I are going to be there Thursday. We're going to stay all the way till Sunday, I think, right?
Yep.
So we're going to be there all weekend from Thursday to Sunday. We're going to play in a tournament there. Hopefully you guys can make it out, but anybody else in the area should also check it out. We're also going to be doing a battlecast with the new Codex AM versus Juice's Fresh Nids.
Yep.
And Nick's got a good question here. Is like, when there is another HQ choice on the primary detachment, is Pask forbidden from being the warlord because his non-existent leadership is lower? What do you guys think about that?
Is that an actual rule? Highest leadership?
He doesn't have a leadership because
it says in the main rule book, I believe, that vehicles are
always have
10. Have a leadership 10.
Yes,
that is true.
I remember reading that, but I haven't looked at that in a long time.
I got the book in my hand. I know I'm not a good reader. You might have to bear with me.
Just sound it out.
How do you spell leadership? Which symbol is the first one there?
It looks like a hockey stick.
It's like
I found a whole category of hockey sticks.
Hey, Kenny, while you're looking that up, TPM, did you decide yet on the missions? Is a crushing victory an auto win if you table somebody or if you have enough troops yourself to win?
I'm going to state that my personal preference is that in this intent of this, that if you table someone, it's not the person doesn't lose their points that they may have gained over the course of the mission. If it's one of those that you gain points over the course of the mission or objectives that you can complete before the game is over. But I will include basically kind of like if you want to run it the other way, that's completely fine, man. It's your jam, it's your event, your basement, whatever. Let's just say the preferred way of doing it is let people earn their points.
Whatever points they get before.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't necessarily let people thinking they come up against one of these super lists. They may have to leave it all on the table. They may have to die to their last man just to get that flag on the hill or whatever it is. So I say let them do it if they can do it. You still got to do it, but keep your points. But I certainly can. There are people, and I'm one of those people. I like playing with the wipeout rule. If I completely just wipe out my opponent, I feel like I should get all the points.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually would like for every opponent that I play in every tournament from now on, every one of my opponents, no matter what army they play, they have the old Necron phase-out rule. And all I gotta do is just get above 25%. You're done.
That's it, baby. But let me go to even a finer point, though, is that I want to put that in there because these missions aren't just for me; they're for everybody, and to get more people having fun with the game. So that's why I mentioned the fact that I prefer the wipeout, but that's not my taste is not necessarily for everyone.
When you say they're for everyone, all I can think of is you get a mission, and you get a mission, and you get a mission, and you get a mission.
You get a mission.
TPM's the Oprah of battle missions.
The Oprah, that's right.
Oprah.
Oh, ABC.
Hey.
That's the best show ever. Oh, we hit on some apocalypse when you walked away. It's already been done.
Look, I know how long I can be away from this camera. Like I know, that's why I had to get back. I'm like, this about to go off the rails.
Dude,
I got to get back.
You never know what's going to show up. You never know what's going to be right here on camera.
You never know when the C of the ABC is going to show up.
It's been 2 minutes and 35 seconds. I got to get back to the camera. I gotta do whatever I want to do.
Whatever it was is completely dead to me right now. I gotta get back.
There is never a cat not within arm's reach around here. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Gross.
Oh,
now there's hair all over me.
Tom's saying he's looking to get started at 40K, going for the IG. Already has a few years back 20 guardsmen, 3 Kadishan snipers as a starting point. I'm going to pick up a Cadian defense force, 1 Chimera, 1 Lehman Russ, and 3 Cadian heavy weapons.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, Tom. I would actually advise you to maybe not get that defense force, and unless you, I mean, whatever. Get the guard figures that you want. I prefer Kadishans or whatever, but I would build on that force, and I would invest in more Lehmans, and the heavy weapons, in my opinion, are a sucker's bet because they are less expensive, but you still get wiped out by Chimeras. They cannot kill Chimeras, and Chimeras will rock your face off, and they'll pick up your heavy weapon squads by the handfuls.
I think the Kadishans are direct order, so it might be a little bit harder to get.
Lamont there says, thanks for answering the questions about scout moves on Facebook. And it is a sad day in 40K universe when Yarick has Eternal Warrior, but our beloved Dante does not.
Yeah,
I feel like we all agree with you, Lamont.
I say we organize a million-man march if Dante does not get Eternal Warrior.
I feel like we all should start striking right now.
So I have a 2-point response to that. Part 1, I can't find this information that we're looking for.
Oh man!
What are we looking for again?
Warlord.
I looked under vehicle. I'm looking for leaderships for vehicles.
Oh, okay.
I looked under vehicle characteristics. It says they never take morale checks. There's 2 places it's outlined.
Mm-hmm.
I looked on vehicle characteristics. It says go to page 70. It says we don't take morale checks. So I'm like. Mm-hmm. But I do know, like in the Grey Knight Codex.
I was getting ready to say, I've got my Grey Knight book right here.
It does say it's 10 for cast.
But so maybe it's not for every vehicle, or maybe it's in the FAQ. Like it's not. I don't know if it's in the main rule book. Maybe it's in the GAR Codex, we just haven't looked at it. I don't know.
It's not in the GAR Codex. All it says is it's not a leadership.
But my second point to that statement was I will be a part of the Million Man March for Dante to get Eternal Warrior if I need.
Oh, I did so much research on Blood Angels and Fluff over the last several days. I cannot wait. Our next podcast, I'm going to talk about Blood Angels. I mean, it's not a shocker for anyone that actually listens to the show.
If you're going to the Million Man March, Kenny actually counts as 2 people.
Sounds good.
That really puts a dent in those million that we need.
We're going to need several more people.
Yeah, we need 4 more people.
That's mostly accurate. It's a good thing I downloaded FAQs because you can't find them anymore on G-Dub's site.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're updating all of them for 7th edition, but you didn't hear that here.
Updating, air quotes, sure, whatever.
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. Yes,
Or
Jake, I hear you. Dante, he needs okay. It's kind of cool that Dante basically the only reason he hasn't retired is that he believes in the prophecy that's been foretold that a golden armored figure will defend the Emperor on his last day.
Ooh.
And he thinks he's it. So maybe that is why he doesn't have Eternal Warrior, because he's basically just holding on to do that to be the last champion of the Imperium.
That means he's not eternal. He's not eternal. He's just waiting to die. Yeah,
basically it. So that's the only fluff thing.
That's the only fluff explanation. But the other explanation is that they were not handing out Eternal Warrior like to everybody.
Okay.
When that codex came out,
we
then
know
they gave it to
have Eternal Warrior. I mean, we know that there's no way on this earth that he has survived for 1,100 years.
There's no way some guy
that
who's walking around strength 3 is an Eternal Warrior and he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, there's no way that he has not gotten vaped in the face with some random macho that tries to carry a multi-melta and earn his stripes and didn't just melt him in the face.
Or that at some point in time he's beat down Arjak.
You think he has?
Okay.
I think he has.
Where did that come from?
There's the only way that's possible is if he had Eternal Warrior.
Right. I'm just saying, he's had to beat down Arjak. Put it out there.
So anyone who plays me with Dante, just so you know, I'll let you have Eternal Warrior.
I like
I'm
it.
with you on that. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm thinking that he definitely needs it, and I'm really looking forward to the BA revamp. I mean, that's again not. Yeah, you guys all know that, but no surprise. I'm really looking forward to a BA revamp.
Yeah, that's going to be a good time for the Forge Narrative crew because I've got a bunch of Blood Angels sitting on my shelf right now that are itching to jump off.
Are they right next to all your guard?
Uh, actually, no. No.
No.
Nope.
No.
We're over our hour. Anybody, Juice? Can you find? Is there any other question we haven't hit that you think we can?
So there was just a couple comments and everybody saying thank you. A couple people, Joe did say that there was that he found Leadership 10. I don't know where for
I
vehicles.
can't find it in FAQs.
Yep. But no, I think that's pretty much everybody just lending in their comments and everything. So thank everybody for saying everything. Hopefully we touched on enough.
Yeah, hey, guys, thank y'all for joining us here on a Monday night. It means a lot. I'm glad we could all talk and hang out, have a good time. Anybody got anything they want to add? Kenny, you want anything you add before we wrap up?
Just check us out. I just want to make sure everyone remembers this battlecast is going to be awesome. We're going to have the new fresh tier to paint job on the battlefield. So 10 o'clock, man.
Yep,
10 o'clock
10 o'clock Thursday.
That's Thursday.
Can't
Thursday
wait.
night. That's,
Eastern.
What day is that? That is
17th,
Thursday, the 17th,
Thursday.
April 17th. So if you're watching this sometime not before April 17, 2014, don't tune in. But if you are,
Or if it's already passed, go
Yeah.
find it.
Go find it and watch it on this Thursday.
Yeah. There you go.
Wait till this Thursday, no matter what. To watch
whatever that Thursday is for you. Rob, anything you want to add?
I like cats. I like all the cats.
But can you hug all the cats?
You can't hug every cat.
I can't hug
can't.
every cat.
Can't hug every cat.
Oh my goodness. Juice, something you want to say?
Nope, that's it,
As we
man.
wrap up.
Yep.
Dan just said great show. I really appreciate it. Yes, Joe, Dante does sparkle in the daylight.
Of course he does.
I mean, it is what it is.
He just can't be helped.
Dante sparkles in the sun, but Yark punches the sun in the face. Seems poetic.
Yark will
There you
beat
go.
down poor Dante so hard in these current rules.
Oh man, we need to get back to a world that makes sense. Hopefully, we'll have one soon.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll talk again soon. Have a good night.
Night, guys.
Bye.